Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We begin our program tonight in 1869, when John Wesley Powell, a famed one-armed Civil War hero, set out on the first of two expeditions down the Colorado River to map the region and determine whether or not the arid West could be settled. This is the actual surviving archive footage from the first expedition.
Okay, well, how are we going to do that?
You see that river there? Do you see it?
Yeah.
It'll go straight for the west. If we follow it down, we'll be able to map it.
Okay, well, isn't it very dangerous?
Now just shut up and come with me. You, here, now. Stop! There are rapids ahead.
Yeah, the Native Americans told us to be careful and...
They don't know what they're talking about.
We had all our food and all of our supplies were on that boat. But screw this, I'm not going to end up like that guy. I'm out of here. I guess we just got to go.
Yeah, there and there. To avoid that rock.
Oh. That's on my hand. I have dysentery. I'm gonna quit.
Lost all of our supplies. Do you know what this means?
We gotta, like, go back.
Now we gotta do it again.
Truly a wonder that footage survived from that first tragic expedition. We managed to find it. We turn now to 1890, when John Wesley Powell entered the Senate chamber in Washington, D.C. to testify on whether or not the U.S. could develop the arid Southwest in the way it had done with the Great Plains. Unfortunately, the senators, led by William Stewart of Nevada, were not ready for the radical new ideas that Powell's proposed map of the new western states would have. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the actual archive footage from that historic meeting.
Here? In this hellscape? I don't believe it.
In the arid West. As if. Oh, believe it, my good friends. It is what I say. We'll have lush green fields and water. We'll be rich. That sounds amazing.
It sounds like the work of God.
Oh, it is the work of a god. You'll get to land, and you'll get to land, and I'll get to land. I'm on board.
Sounds swell.
Oh, the rain follows the plow, my friends. Indeed.
Hold on, just a flibber-flabbing, cake-baking, steak-shaking second. I have something to say.
Nobody asked you.
Actually we did.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter. He's just gonna tell us what we already know.
No, I'm not. Because you can't bring water to the arid West like that. Rain doesn't follow the plow. That's preposterous. You can't split up the state into that land, this land, and the other land, and expect it to be green and lush. What do you suppose we do then? I suppose we split it up just like this.
Where are the shapes?
Where are the squares?
We can't colonize like that.
You can't colonize. You won't be able to live. You need to separate it up by watersheds. You see here?
Don't be stupid, they've already been.
Be gone.
Leave, old man.
You're all fools. Fools, I say.
Ladies and gentlemen, we turn now to the late 1800s in Tucson, Mexico. as Mexican farmers and ranchers who've been living in the Tucson region for generations came into contact with the first of many waves of Anglo settlers who were looking for water to develop what would become the 3 C's of Arizona. This is the actual archived footage from one of those encounters.
I proclaim this water property of the United States of America.
Wait, what? Wait, what? You can't take our water. We need this water. Our crops are gonna die. Look at poor Betsy. Betsy's gonna die. You don't know what's gonna happen. Please don't take our water. We need it. We need it so much.
Mi agua.
That's not going to help your water or your So, speaking of water, how are they going to survive without their water?
I have no idea. I'm sure they'll figure it out by themselves.
And so, if we take their water, what do we do with it?
We're going to use it to cultivate cattle, grow cotton, and mine copper, which we will sell in California by way of the Transatlantic Railroad.
That's a damn good idea.
Yeah, I know. We're going to get rich. All right, cute.
And when all the water was gone, suddenly, Don Antonio and Jose died.
I'm still angry.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we turn our attention to the 1930s, the height of the Great Depression, and the Bureau of Reclamation attempted to tame the mighty Colorado River once and for all with a series of ambitious dam projects. All of America was abuzz with excitement, as evidenced by this archived footage of a popular television broadcast.
Welcome back to the Ecology of Tomorrow. I'm your host, Aiden, here with Brianna and Leilani. In the year 1931, to discuss the topic of whether or not the Hoover Dam should be built. Leilani, what are your thoughts on this giant concrete construction in the middle of the Nevada desert?
I believe it is a good idea because it will provide water and electricity to local farms and industries. And I mean, think about it, no more cooking in the dark. And you will have water to your kitchens and bathrooms.
Okay, but if you really think about it, is it worth the mass land destruction, the climate change, and the loss of vegetation in this area?
Well, no, but I mean, it will also help grow more vegetation in many other areas.
But is it worth the amount of deaths due to the use of malfunctioning equipment in this construction?
Well, just think about all of the lives it could save thanks to the resources of the wild.
Well, we might get resources in the long run, but how will the expenses be paid? By the people building it or by the government?
Transportation, I mean, is practically paying itself.
What transportation are you talking about? Because not many people have boats. What would happen if it floods? What would happen if a natural land disaster may occur? What would happen to the main people around?
Well, the Hoover Dam has a bridge that will help cars travel over it instead of just riding a boat through it. So and the floods, I mean, it'll help maintain our water rapids, which helps us get more water.
As we come closer to our conclusion, audience, what do you think we should do?
Build a dam!
Build the dam.
Any more? I got 2 for the dam.
Build
I
it.
disagree.
3
You're
for
gonna take our
building.
water again?
4.
I say we build it.
Build the dam.
No.
Anyone else?
No.
Yes. No to the dam? Last call.
No!
Dam.
We've got enough for the dam, so the Hoover Dam is going to be built.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly how the Hoover Dam was decided to be built. We thank you for joining us tonight, and God bless America.